Our next work of art for the Roman Republic is the Sanctuary of Fortuna Primagina. It's not located in the capital city of Rome, but it's located in Palestrina, Italy. Now here we are looking at a computer reconstruction of the temple complex itself. The sanctuary was dedicated to the goddess of good fortune, and it is built up a hillside, a sloped hillside. And so what we see are these terraces, these flat foundations that rise up and follow the slope of the hillside. We're looking at this reconstruction because not much of the original still stands today. Most of the city of Palestrina has grown up over and around it. But I'd like to introduce you to this artwork today because I want to use it as an example of several building techniques that the Romans used and will continue to use. Now, as you see, the construction of this sanctuary includes the use of post and lintel, right? Remember, 2 columns can be the posts, and then the lintel is the roof line. So we post and lintel construction. But to hold back the hillside from sloping and pushing this sanctuary down, the Romans will also use this type of construction, the one that I'm highlighting here. This type of construction is called a barrel vault. Now I'm giving you 2 definitions here in case you're unfamiliar with the term vault. I'm not talking about a place where you keep your treasures. No, a vault is an arched structure that forms a ceiling or a roof over an enclosed space. Specifically, this shape of vault that we're looking at is called a barrel vault. A barrel vault, it gets its name because, well, imagine like a barrel, like a large barrel, right? And if you were to cut it in half, then you would have a half circle, and that resembles the half circle of this barrel vault. It's referred to as a barrel vault. You'll also hear it referred to as a round vault, and that is the type of structure that we're seeing being used here at Fortuna Primagina. In addition to that, the building material is important. It is made out of concrete. What? Yes, you might be thinking, Miss Cortez, what's the big deal? I can go to Home Depot and buy a bag of concrete right now. The Romans invented concrete. But prior to the Romans, all of the structures we've been looking at have been cut stone. So what is the big deal? What's concrete? Concrete is a building material invented by the Romans and consisting of various proportions of lime mortar, volcanic sand, water, and small stones. It is a liquid that can be set into a mold, and any shape mold that you want. And then once it dries, once it sets, it becomes extremely hard. Now, the big deal here is not only that the Romans invented it, but it is extremely efficient. What do I mean by efficiency? You know how the Romans love efficiency. Well, let's compare 2 barrel vaults. If we have a cut stone and a concrete construction. To make a concrete barrel vault, you will gather up these materials, which are fairly easy to acquire and easy to transport, and then you will mix them together and set them into whatever shape you want, like a barrel vault. Once it sets, it's done. Cut stone construction requires you to gather the stone, to cut and assemble them into the barrel vault, and then finish them into a smooth space. And that takes a lot more time. It takes a lot more labor. It's much more labor intensive. And then what happens if one of these stones cracks? If one of these stones is weak? The entire thing falls. So it's not as efficient as a concrete barrel vault. Concrete barrel vault, it's cheaper because the materials are cheaper. It's cheaper because the labor is less intensive, and it's more reliable. It's stronger. Therefore, it doesn't require as much maintenance. So concrete construction is a big deal, and it's going to play a big deal throughout the rest of the semester. And the Romans invented it. The Romans' concrete is a formula that they invent, and then after the fall of the Roman Empire, we lose the formula. We don't have it anymore. I know what you're thinking. Miss Cortez, I just told you I can go to Home Depot and buy some concrete. We didn't get back the formula for concrete, or we didn't rediscover the formula for concrete until the 1700s. And still, to this day, the Roman concrete is better than ours. If you were to take our concrete and put it into salt water, it would deteriorate over time. Roman concrete, rather than deteriorating over time, when exposed to salt water, it becomes stronger. I know. Okay, I'm getting so distracted here. Back to the efficiency of concrete. So not only is it more reliable in the construction, it's cheaper in the construction. You can mold it into any shape that you want. And if you want it to look like marble, well, then you can easily cover it with a thin sheet of marble. And that's what the Romans will often do. They'll cover the concrete with a thin veneer of marble. And so it's like, ooh, it's made of marble. No, it's actually concrete underneath that. But it looks pretty. Or they'll cover it with stucco or brick. The other thing that the Romans love to do is they love to create their structures of concrete and then line them with a thin veneer or layer of brickwork. So it looks like it's made of brick, but it's actually made of concrete. I'm so sorry if this is overwhelming you. I'm just really excited about concrete and Rome. Okay. Back to the sanctuary of Fortuna Primigina. Here, what we can now appreciate is the use of concrete and then these barrel vaults, which are more efficient at carrying or distributing the weight of the structure down to these vertical elements here. We already know that a post and lintel system, you can only have so much weight on top of the lintel before it cracks. With a barrel vault, the weight is more efficiently distributed to the sides and away from the center. Because the weight is more efficiently placed on the post or on the walls, we were able to build up a hillside without the hillside then pushing down and collapsing the sanctuary. In case you're curious, this is what remains of the sanctuary of Fortuna Primigina today. So as I said, the city itself has grown up and over, but you can still see the remains of the terraced sanctuary. And check it out, while the posts and lintels are gone, barrel vaults made of concrete still remain. Yup. Wow.